Okay, everyone, welcome back to our first review, January 2023, our GTA stats. Excited to get this year started and just share all my great feedback with everyone. So to start, I wanted to just go through the average price point. And on this slide, you're going to see that we've really stabilized back to the 2021 levels. So if you look at all the pricing back in 2021 and where we are right now, we're right in line. So there's been some good stability if you look at the chart here with all those rate increases since July really of last year. I mean, this little peak over here, that was something that just was out of character and out of line with our average selling price in the GTA. And it's good to see it back in line over here. So that indicates we're into a much healthier market. Everyone's accepted and digested the new rates, and that's going to make for a really good year this year. If you look at some of the articles recently, there's been a lot of kind of fear mongering with, this recent article in the Star telling us how the market declined 49%. There was another one recently similar from another publication, but really, I think the message here is not entirely clear. And that's why I wanted to share this slide with you. So if you look at the number of sales, and this is what they're referring to, it was like, the market fell off a cliff is what they're telling us. But if you look further back here in 2018, in 2019, really it's not that different. Same with our active listings. We have a lot of active listings right now, substantially more than what we would have had a year ago. However, and you look back here in 2019, the listings were even higher. Same thing with 2018. And this is where you need to read between the lines. And so that's why I really wanted to share this slide with you. If you look at our average price, again, we're doing better as an average than we were in 2021. But in the previous graph I had showed you, you saw that these are month over month statistics. So they're basically showing us a snapshot of January this year versus January of the previous year. Months in inventory, okay, we're back in line again, right back here, 2018, 2019, right in line. So the market is in really, really healthy condition based on looking at those numbers. Same publication over here is telling us that when the dam breaks, pent-up demand for housing is going to grow and it could be a bigger than ever crisis. I mean, hey, that much I agree with, and I'm seeing it in the market. I've been involved in several transactions lately where there seems to be a lot of multiple offers coming back into the market, and a lot of that does have to do with pent-up demand. So each time our market kind of has these outside forces that affect it, whether it be governments trying to tighten up approval processes so that we we have a better stress test for our banks in times of crises. Most recently, we had COVID, right? And that kind of built up, there was a backup there of people that couldn't get into the market. And there was uncertainty. And again, most recently with the rates. So there is a kind of a backup right now. There was so many people that could have jumped into the market last year but hesitated because they just really didn't know what was happening with the rates. And so here we are in a stable rate environment, or seemingly, because it sounds from the Bank of Canada that they've pretty much tightened up as much as they feel is necessary for now. And, at their next meeting, they're probably going to hold fast and just assess the situation before making any moves again. And it seems unlikely at this point you're going to see any drastic moves in terms of rates increasing again. So nice little snapshot of the Toronto market here. Again, year over year, it's showing a price drop on the average price in Toronto. This is not the GTA, this is Toronto now, of almost 8%. Okay, and that's just January over January. So everything's going to look a little skewed because of where January was last year. Here's that one we referred to earlier. Oh my, the sales have dropped, half. Well, really, they haven't. It was just when you look at how high they had gotten at that point last year, that explains everything. And then, of course, our average days on market back in line with where it should be. Okay, because things were just selling much, much faster. There was this exuberance in the market, a year ago. And I think we're past that stage now. And you can see we're back to healthy levels. If you look at what they're talking about with respect to rates, so a lot of the experts on Bay Street, and they're telling us that we may even expect a bit of a rate cut this year. Now, I'm not sure how much that will play in with regards to all the unemployment that's been coming. We're having these great, employment numbers. 10 times more than analysts forecasted, which I'll show you on my next slide. But here we are in the GTA stats here. You can see we're down 16.4% year over year, January, and 45%, number of sales this year versus last year this time, we're also down in sales. But again, a bit of a skewed picture just because of where things were this time last year. Condo market seems to have really stabilized. I talked about some of this in our previous videos where the condo market, just by sheer dollar number value, is always going to have upward pressure because housing is just so much more expensive in Toronto. If you look at the next one here, there it is there, 10 times more than what economists expected for jobs. I mean, this is a great number for our economy here locally. We want those skilled workers coming into GTA. That's helped keep our housing market stable. I mean, with all these rate increases, it could have been a lot worse. So we've basically kind of tapered off to 2021 pricing, which I think has put us back in line with a healthy growth in the GTA market, especially if you've been in the market for a long time. The real message here is don't try and time the market, and just think of it as real estate is time in the market. Because when you look at charts going back many years in Toronto, you're always going to be happy that you owned real estate in this part of the world. And that really is a summary of where we are today. Any other questions, feel free to reach out. I've been touching a lot of different transactions in the market, and I can tell you what I see is a really robust year coming up. So feel free to reach out for more details, and thanks for spending a few minutes with me.